Where do you start if you want to change the world? Is it by seeing a nation become energy self-sufficient? Helping charities to be as productive as businesses? By using their talents to give them a livelihood? Big changes like these can start with something small, like asking better questions. So where do you start if you want to change the world? You start right here.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Chief channel. Joining you today is myself, your host, Aaron Lee, as well as a familiar face. But first of all, sorry for that choppy intro. Today we have an interesting topic because I believe that everyone has gone through this grueling type of scenario where we have to fight for our survival, but more specifically, trying to fight for getting a job. But who other to bring onto the show other than the person we all know best, who specializes in this type of scenarios? None other than Azizan. Hello there, Azizan. How are you doing today?
Hello, how Aaron? How everyone? Nice to be nice to be here again.
Awesome, awesome. Now, a fun question to kick things off, yeah? A fun question to both you, Azizan, as well as our viewers in the chat. Welcome in once again if you are just joining in, especially Christopher. I see all of your emotes in the chat. Thank you very much. But yes, Azizan, a quick question to you. Interesting one, yeah?
Mhm.
Do you remember your first interview?
Oh, I remember all my interviews, especially the first one, Uh, because every interview they have challenges. Every interview is unique, but of course, the first one I always remember because that is something that that changed my life from a student, a graduate going into the workforce. So, going into a different level.
Right. How did you feel during your first interview? Were you nervous or were you super ultra confident?
Oh, I was nervous. Of course, I was nervous. They say butterflies in the stomach, but the interviewer, I remember the interviewer was very very tactful. He was very very courteous, and he even, I was surprised. He even offered me, hey, Azizan, you want coffee or you want a glass of water? So this is
Wow.
something that is, never expected lah, never expected. And
Right.
some people would say, when people ask you questions, would you take up the offer, or you don't? So
Uh-huh.
this is something that is subjective also.
Awesome.
It's not.
Because
Yeah,
because today we are gonna be diving into the common mistakes as well as the stress points when as we are moving into, let's say, maybe our first job or something like that, right? Or maybe you're a seasoned veteran and but you still feel the butterflies in your stomach whenever you go for
right,
an interview. So today we're going to be diving deep into these kind of points, but we do have a treat at the end where we will be doing a little bit of a role play session as well. So stay tuned for that. So
right.
yes, Azizan,
Okay.
let's carry on with the topic of today. Um, how do we kick it
All
off?
right. All right. Thanks, sir. I mentioned earlier. I mean, I had I was engaged in a high level competency based interview. Yeah, a very
Right.
high level. It involves interviewing and assessing competencies of the people at the C level. Yeah, the
Wow.
C-suite level, the CIO, the CFO, the chief investment officer of a very big organization,
Mm-hmm.
which manages billions of ringgit, lah, you guys. Yeah? So it's
Mm-hmm.
it's also quite stressful to me also to interview these guys who are probably subject matter expert, probably the guru in what they are doing, guys. And these people have been working for many many years. And I had the opportunity to interview them, and I noticed also that one of the things that they have been in they have been interviewed many times, and they are quite relaxed, they're quite tactful, and they are very very confident when they answer the questions. And it struck me, we want especially graduates, we want people who are in the mid career level. You want you to be also be capable when you are being interviewed. So it's very, very important that we need to address these things very, very smoothly, making sure that
Right.
you know how to manage yourself during interviews.
Right. But the
Right.
interview goes both ways, right? Because on one side, the interviewee is trying to
Yeah.
uh, make sure that he is carrying a certain level of competency, conveying that
Right.
competency to the interviewer. But at the same time, the
Right.
interviewer is carrying the whole brand of the company on their shoulders, right? Because that's the whole image of the company. If it goes wrong, especially like you mentioned at the C level suit, like these people have been working and
Yeah.
they know people, they have connections, and if it goes wrong,
Mhm.
they'll be like, oh no, this company is not good, the HR treat me like, no, not good,
Yeah, yeah, very important. That's why before even you apply for any jobs, it's very important to do your homework, do your research. Very important to know a little bit about the organization that you are applying for, and also making sure that you be prepared. In terms of interviews, in terms of recruitment, there are many layers that is involved, guys. Many layers, probably about 5 layers, five or 4 or 5 layers. Number one is prepare your resume, write your resume and cover letter. Make sure it is based on the organization that you are applying for.
right.
We have people, when they apply for job, they have the same resume that they apply to any other job. It's
Mm.
the photocopy of everything, So
I
it's
think
not
you've
customized. It
mentioned
must be
this
customized.
point a lot of
Right,
times before in the past,
right.
and
It
I
must be
don't
customized.
and I think a lot of people still miss this point, like they still copy paste for everything, right?
Don't do that, guys. Don't do that because one of the things that you see in probably in job street, previously in newspapers, at the top of the advertisement, we call it the preamble. Yeah, the preamble of the advertisement, they indicate that what kind of individual, what kind of jobs, are they offering. So what kind of people are they offering, and the kind of organization. So very important that you customize your resume, customize your cover letter to that preamble. So very important. You
Right.
don't put all at the same line. Mm.
Now, have you okay, since you have interviewed so many people in the past, would you have any horror stories of applicants coming in and maybe they're not prepared, or they just stumble upon themselves and they trip and fall?
But yeah, I mean, number one is prepared in terms of your appearance. I have
Mhm.
guys coming in for an executive position wearing jeans and t-shirts, not appropriately dressed. Yeah, if you are not appropriately dressed, very sorry. We don't even allow you to come into the interview room. You will be stopped at the receptionist level or when you come in. And we don't say that we cannot interview you. What we do is we advise you come back later for another interview, but you must be appropriately dressed. Why do I tell them to come back later? When I call them for interview, that means that there is something special about these people. So I want to
Right,
know.
right,
Yeah, so it's very
right.
important.
Yeah, so appearance
And
is one thing, right?
uh,
Sorry, go
appearance
ahead.
is one thing, preparation is one thing. And you mentioned, bad experience. I used to interview. I had interviewed one person in another country. Yeah, another
Okay.
country that country is famous for IT
Uh-huh.
people. Yeah, and first we had a telephone interview, just voice interview, and this person can answer all the questions perfectly. Good. I gave them a two. Yeah. We have a face-to-face interview for the next level. Face-to-face, since they are in a different region, we do Skype. Yeah, we do Skype interview at that time. Yeah, Skype. When I do the Skype interview with this individual, this person struggled. They were
Oh.
very nervous. They cannot answer the questions, and it failed. The interview failed. Yeah,
Mm.
compared to the just the voice interview. Yeah, the
Wa-
audio and the
was your
visuals
face
very very
just
different.
too scary for them?
No, one of the most important thing as an interviewer is to make sure you smile and you attract and you become calm so that people will be open to tell you a lot of things. So it's
Hmm.
very important. And these
Right.
guys, what happened was, I found out from our counterparts in that region, in that country, our counterparts when they've investigated, they told me that this person during the telephone interview, he had someone next to him coaching
Mm.
him out how to answer those questions,
Oh,
whether it's
wow.
technical questions, whether it's normal questions. But when you
So,
have the face to face like what you and me are having right now, they do not have anyone helping them and they struggle. And they
right, that
struggle.
is quite
They fail.
interesting how they can, find a different way to try to get into a job.
Yes, yes. Because there's many types of people you see in interview. Number one, I would say four types that you normally see. Number one, people who are talkative. They
Hmm.
talk and talk and talk and talk. They don't stop talking. Why are they so talkative? Sometimes they know the subject matter very well. Sometimes they are
Mm.
passionate about their work. Yeah, and sometimes when do you stop them? Yeah, when they try to catch the breath, you stop them or what? Yeah? Usually, you stop them when you have listened to the answer that you want to listen. They've
Mm.
given you an answer. Okay, okay. Thank you, Arizan. Let's move on to the next question. So
Mm.
that's how you do it. The second person, the second type of individual that you see is one is a talkative. The second one is the quiet person. Azizan, tell me about
Mm.
yourself. Well,
My name is
yeah,
Aaron,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
20. I'm 20 this year,
right,
but
yeah.
yeah,
I,
yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I,
That's all.
I was born in the Seremban Hospital, so very slow, very quiet, and all that. So how do you get this guy to talk? Yeah, you probably want to tell them, hey, Azizan, do you understand my question? Do you want me to rephrase?
Mm,
Or still very quiet, you move on to the next level, which I teach people also when you do a performance appraisal. What is next level? As I said, we're trying to do an interview here. You applied for a job, and I want to get as much information from you as possible. So I need you to speak. So these are some of the things
mm,
that we can do. That's the second guy, the second person, the second type of individual. The third type of individual is the slippery type.
mm,
Dangerous type, slippery type. You ask one thing, they say another thing. And they try to divert your attention because they may not be able, because they
mm.
cannot answer your question, and they try to push it to a
A
different
different thing.
subject, different thing, right? Different thing. It's not lying, guys. It's not lying, but they try to move to a different conversation.
Mm.
And the fourth type of individual is the here you come to the individual which are the lying type, the bluffing type. Yeah, the bluffing type. Hey, by the way, I noticed that you are a graduate in this university. And what year did you graduate? Some people they have problems. Also telling us what year they graduate, what are the studies they do. Because remember, guys, HR managers, HR managers that interview you, they interview people are experienced professional interrogators.
They know when you're lying, lah. So
They know
don't
when
try to
you
pull it off.
lie. When you start scratching your nose, when you start holding your earlobes, then they know that you are trying to hide something. When you start crossing your arms, so they know that you are
Mm.
trying to divert some things. Yeah?
When your
So,
eyes
so
look
these are some
up,
of the things.
left, right, also tells
Right, right. So
certain
it's
kind of cues, right?
very important. Yeah, so that's why those people who are the interview panels, they are trained people. So
Right.
try to be honest. Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know. So very important, guys. So the four types of people that you meet, and let's start. Why people have these types of sometimes they are very nervous. Why are they very nervous? Because number one is they fail to prepare. They're not prepared. Yeah, they're not prepared. Preparation is key to every interview. You want to meet your future father-in-law also, you need to prepare because
Mhm.
it's also an interview process. Yeah. Your father-in-law will ask you all kinds of questions sometimes. Very, very tough questions. Aaron, remember?
What are you doing for a living?
Yeah. What do you do for a living? Well, that is a common question. And
What you plan to do
lack
with
of
my daughter?
preparation. We don't want to be like the Robert De Niro movie. Yeah? Put what's the movie called? Meeting the parents or something. Robert De Niro movie, very good,
Um,
funny movie. The future son-in-law. What
mhm.
happened? The future father-in-law, was a CIA man or an FBI man. So what he did was, when he interviewed the future son-in-law, he put all the straps, the wires here. Lie detector test. Put the person on lie detector. So it's very, very important. So you must be prepared, guys. You must be prepared. You must be prepared. And because if you don't prepare, someone will take that job that you are eyeing for.
True,
It's very
true,
important. Yeah.
true.
Then the second one is do your research. know about the company, do your homework. News. Where do you get this homework? I give you some tip, yeah. Number one is read news about the organization. Do your research about the organization. Read news about the organization. Now we have Google. We just type the organization name and everything will come up. The second one is you set up a Google alert of the organization. Yeah,
Hmm.
you go to Google and you set up Google Alert, and from there you can get a lot of information about the company that you are looking at. Google Alert, because when
Mm.
you do your homework, it's all about demonstrating commercial awareness, yeah,
Mm.
and good impression to the organization. Yeah, good
Right.
organization. Very
Right.
important.
Well, Azizan, I think there's so many points, right? But actually, I think maybe our viewers can learn a little bit more. If let's say we show them a little bit of an example, what do you say if we can
Right.
move into doing some role play right now? Maybe I'll ask you some
Oh,
questions and see, like
okay.
from an interviewer standpoint, how you would answer these common questions of an interview.
Oh, let's try. Let's try because I interview people, but I mean, people seldom interview me. Yeah, so maybe I will struggle. But then again, we learn from every mistake we make. Very
True,
important.
sure, sure.
Failure. What is failure? Failure is a sign of is a feedback.
Mm.
Yeah, failure is a
Sure, sure.
feedback.
So let's
Right.
kick things off. So welcome, Azizan,
Okay.
to the interview. My name is
Th-
Aaron. Thank you for coming in today. So tell me
Thank you
about
very
yourself.
much. So basically, my name is Azizan. In terms of education, I studied in the one is I studied in Harvard Business School, executive education in agribusiness. My bachelor's degree is in Northern Kentucky University in industrial and professional chemistry, and I have also some qualification in human resource management. Yeah. In terms
Wow,
of experience, I've been in HR for the last 29 years, and prior to that, 10 years as an engineer, as a technical officer in manufacturing organization.
I
And
see.
my skills include interviewing uh, candidates. My skills include talent management, succession planning, and basically all the HR operational and strategic areas of human resource management.
I see.
So,
So how did you hear about this position?
basically, I read this position on JobStreet. Yeah,
Mm,
JobStreet alerted me, saying that uh, I am suitable for this position, and on LinkedIn also. Yeah, on
I see.
LinkedIn indicate that I may be the top candidate for this position, one of the
Mm.
many top candidates. So that's how I heard about this organization.
So why do you want to work here?
Why do I want to join the organization? So
Mm.
basically, I have many years of experience in managing people, different challenges over the years, and I want to bring that into your organization. And as I notice, I've read your organization, you are going through a lot of challenges, you are doing a lot of changes, and being a dynamic organization, so I want to be part of it.
I see. So what would you say your greatest strength is?
Basically, my strength is number one is I'm a people person. Yeah. Besides being
Mm.
people person, I am also a very technical person, both in IT as well as in the operation. So I can uh, get myself very familiar in all the processes very fast. I'm also a key business partners in many organizations.
I see. But you are aware that today we have hundreds of candidates coming in, right?
Right.
Why should we hire you?
So basically, if you looked at my resume, I have won a number of awards that that indicates my credibility, my professionalism, and my capability in what I do. Yeah, and I have worked in organization, uh, both multinational, local, and also GLCs. So,
Wow. Okay, that's all the questions I have.
so
I don't
again,
know.
yeah. Again,
What is
I thought you guys interesting. I'm sorry, my camera very responsive to my gestures, hand gestures. So when you talked about yourself, always use EES. I
mm,
thought I told this many times in many sessions. EES, education, experience, and skills.
right. I see you
Yeah.
follow
So
that
you
format
don't.
through every
I
like
follow
question.
that format.
Mm,
Yes, because this is the format that people want to hear. And also, when you prepare your resume, try to understand. You don't have to memorize because you have gone through all the experiences. And you summarize your resume into probably 20 to 30 seconds of what we
mm,
call as elevator speech.
mm,
20 to 30 seconds, 30 seconds, yeah, of elevator speech. Because just like how you question me, you
right.
may meet someone in the elevator, a big CEO of a big organization, and you probably want, hey, by the way, my name is Aaron, and this is what I do, blah 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 blah. And within 20 seconds, the lift goes down from
Ah.
the 20th floor right up to the ground floor. You manage to talk to the individual, yeah,
Mm,
especially on the skills part. Yeah, the
true.
skills part, you may want to emphasize what you are doing right now that may have link or benefit to the organization.
Mm.
So,
Azizan, did I miss out any
yeah.
question that is was it the what maybe I should ask you, what is your favorite question to ask in an interview usually?
Usually, what we do is, past performance is an
Uh-huh.
indication of future potential.
Ah.
Yeah, past performance is an indication of future potential. One of the questions that I always ask is, uh, you have asked this question is I ask questions with regards to competency based questions. For example, situation, task,
Uh-huh.
actions, and results. Yeah, I give you a situation. For example, Aaron, have
Mm-hmm.
you in your previous job working environment, have you ever led a project team before?
Oh
So
yes, of
that is a
course.
situation. Okay,
I'll go you
tell
go through
me.
the EES again, right?
Yeah, I go through. No, this one I go through STAR.
Star.
STAR. STAR.
Oh.
Situation. The situation is project management. Then I
Mm.
ask you the T. The S is situation. T is the task. So I ask you the next question. Okay, what is your role in the project team? You may say my role is the leader of the project team.
Mm-hmm.
Then I ask you the questions to find out, to probe whether you are the leader of the project team. Tell me what do you do on the project team, your task. So you line up what you are doing. Yeah.
mm.
And your answers will tell you whether you are the leader of the group team or you are just the member of the team. We can know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Then we ask you the next question. These are your tasks. What are the actions that you do to make sure that you achieve the project?
Mm. Wow.
Project.
This one
Yeah.
cannot bullshit one.
Can you know? Then the last question based on the same project is what's the outcome of the
Right.
project that you led? What's the result?
Mm.
Yeah, so it's very important. That's
I
why when
see.
we have interview, you guys must be prepared. If you have brothers, you have sisters, you have sons, you have daughters who are going for interview, be prepared. Google about BEI. What is BEI? Behavior Event Interview is also called the competency-based interview. They ask questions based on what you have done before. Yeah,
And
so
Azizan, we have as a comment from the chat from Christopher Lee.
right.
He mentions
Hi,
the other
Christopher.
Yeah, he said that the other way to get other way is to get industry acknowledgement on your capabilities. So instead of going for any interviews, I automatically get an offer letter without any interviews. For the past 18 years, I
Mm,
got offered jobs from Sun to HP. I was honest with
mm.
them by saying that I don't have a degree, and I was a dropout.
Okay, excellent. Well done, Christopher. So basically, is some of us are headhunted.
Right.
You know, we get the offer. Yeah, I have been headhunted for the last 3 or 4 jobs. You know, from General Electric right up to the government. When working for government, they will tell you that, hey, Azizan, it's national service, so sometimes you
Mm,
cannot run away about that lah. But again, yes, number one, Christopher, is all about being honest. Well, being
true.
honest. If you are a dropout, tell them you're a dropout. But your experience is very important. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have recruited, I have engaged people who do not have high qualifications, but they went through the university of hard knocks, as I say.
Mm.
They went through uh, they went through hell in some of their job experiences. Yeah,
True.
they went through different slave master, if you want to use that word, lah.
Hmm.
And they survived. They survived, and they
That's right.
managed to overcome that. So very important. Yes, well done. Be honest about what you have or what you don't have. Don't try to exaggerate. Don't try to exaggerate. You don't want to be the person who is the third type of person, which is the slippery type or the
Right.
bluffing type.
You
Be
have to
yourself.
tell more lies to cover up the first lie that you said, right?
Right. The more you speak, the more you try to. I don't want to use the word, but it's all BS lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So stick to your script that you have prepared. Very important. Stick to it.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes it's also about how you presenting yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, how your in terms of your dress code. In terms of how you speak. People will know that you are prepared by the way you speak. That's why keep to the script. Always practice, practice, practice. If you don't have
Yeah.
someone to do sparring when you do a practice on interview skills, you practice with
Mirror.
handphone,
Okay,
mirror,
nice.
or you speak to your phone, and you can recall
True.
that back again.
I think
You
it's more
practice.
scary to look at yourself and talk in the mirror, right?
Right. And another thing, guys, before I know we are running out of time. Don't smoke before interviews. Don't drink
Ah.
before interviews, and get a good night's sleep. Good rest, very important. Yeah, good
Mm.
rest, because each person, symptoms of interviewness. Each person responds differently, but as your body floods with adrenaline, the extra hormones increase your blood pressure and breathing.
Mm.
Then when it increases, your breathing increases. So that's why you become a slippery person. You start laughing and so forth.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Uh, quick.
So,
Last fun question, lah. Okay. So
hmm,
you mentioned about smoking, right? Decreasing
right,
the chance of the perception of you. But what about tattoos?
right.
If you have visible tattoos, does that decrease your chance of the perception?
To me personally, no, it's not about It is not about qualification, guys.
Mhm.
It's all about
Qualification.
qualification. Yeah, it's all about qualification. Yeah,
But if
I have
but if
been
let's say you
trained.
have
Yeah,
but if let's say the candidate has like a face tattoo.
uh-huh. Fake
Ah.
tattoo.
Ah.
Then again, what are you looking? Why are you calling the individual for the interview? They may have
Mhm.
something unique that you want to know about
Mhm.
the person that brings with him. Face interview, I don't care. As
Uh-huh.
long as you will help me with my bonus, the end of the year, with my profitability, productivity of the organization, I'm okay. You may
True.
come in not only you may come in with a nose ring, so I don't care. As long as you are the best person for the interview,
True.
yeah.
True.
If you
True.
are the best person, I will get you
And
in.
on that note, I think we are about to wrap up. So thank you so much, Azizan, for coming on. I had a blast role playing with you.
Thank
Although my
you.
questions may not be as experienced as yours, but I think that our
Thank
audience
you.
has might have thought that it was entertaining. I hope. But anyway, without further ado,
Okay, thank
thank
you
you
guys.
everyone for tuning in. We are live every weekdays at 8:30 GMT plus 8. And before we go, it is obligatory to tell you to like, share, and subscribe wherever you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. So thank you everyone, and have a lovely evening ahead or day wherever you are in the big wide world. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye.